He here, Tedbalt, of course, has ambitions. He has dreams, he has hopes, and he has a plan. Or at the very least, he has the willingness to create one. And now we are back in Palma. It is this island where our grandfather Jourdan started his supremacy over all of Iberia. We settled here, we fought the locals at times. Of course, back in the day, they were Muslim power holders. We were fighting them, we were sustaining ourselves against them. The site of the battle and the markers of that battle are still present on this very same island. In fact, when you visit it, you can commemorate the opportunities and indeed the success of our family. We are here now, and we have taken it by force from the Hautevilles, where Jourdan conquered it in due time after, of course, we had been active in Iberia proper, stationing Norman knights wherever. Recall, our history of influence in these parts is much older than our actual land taking, which does conveniently mirror, of course, the relationship that the Normans had with the local Italians in southern Italy as well. And now look at him. We are back. We have taken it from the landholders that it was given to. They were, of course, unfortunate and completely irrelevant, the Hauteville members. And we have taken it, after it was so thoughtlessly handed outside of our family. I mean, yes, technically, of course, there is a relation there, but realistically speaking, it shouldn't have gone outside of the family. And now we have retaken it, much, of course, against the will of our rival and current king. Tedbalt here has many ideas of what should follow through in the future. He still harbors Islam in his heart, although, of course, faith and belief isn't something that comes to him all too natural. It isn't something that he carries all too dearly. He knows that the direction of Mozarabism that has been chosen by his cousin is the wrong one. What's more, he knows the old stories. He knows the tale of Robert Guiscard and, of course, Roger Bosso. He knows the victory that Roger Bosso enjoyed, not because he was in any position of destiny, but rather because he grasped his own fortune and he ousted the person that was his enemy. Today it is the Red Lion that shows justice, whereas in the past it was the Black Lion. We have to get a team together. We have to figure something out. Mallorca, much like for Jourdan it was Malta, is but a rock in the ocean. If we don't get it together, if we don't find a way forward, our ambitions and, most importantly, the destruction of our rival will never truly occur. My friends, we are back here as Tedbalt, and I want to emphasize something incredibly important. First of all, listen, here is actually a really good practical reason why I decided to play Tedbalt. I did record playing Jourdan II even further. I did do that, and I said to myself, you know, we really are at the end of a story when it comes to this. Rather, Jourdan II is simply continuing the greatness that has already been proceeding here. A very stable realm now under our control, of course. I said to myself, I don't think that is the tale, that is the actor that is the most important member of the play right now. Deuce Tedbalt here has, well, he has a bone to pick. And obviously, I thought to myself, hey, you know what? I think this is a grand opportunity to look at what we built and the stories that we told, but through an entirely different lens. And that is also what, at the very start of this video, I want to focus on. Because Tedbalt sees the same stories and the same tales. And let's just take a moment for this. Jourdan II was not a big fan of his father. This should be said. He very carefully became a co-monarch and later on effectively usurped most of the realm. While his father was ruling and still waging campaigns about Albarracin and so on, while he was accepting the rule, of course, of foreigners, the Mozarabs, but also the Mualadi, well, Jourdan II has other plans. He sees Roger the Insane not necessarily as that insane a man. He doesn't see, of course, the true personality in him, which was a quite decent fella. Somebody with good intentions that just at no point ever understood his closest family, be that his children, mostly when they literally were children, or be that his brothers. He had a troubled relationship to them, but he was trying. I think Jourdan II at the very least sees him as a man that was trying, because Reign Sancha, I think, was always in the ear, both of Roger the Insane and Jourdan II, telling them that both of them have good intentions. While he doesn't understand him, he understands him decently well. Jourdan the Bastard, in the meantime, I think, is completely misunderstood. Jourdan I knows that, well, the world and his family and his fortune operates on what he makes happen. He realized this, of course, when he was denied his inheritance in the long since fallen, of course, Kingdom of Sicily. I mean, technically they still exist, but it is a pitiful existence. Remoger of Sicily is 5 years old and he is quite literally dying to the measles right now. with his marshal and regent not in a much better position. Who is to follow is Ispan Humphrey of Orava, not exactly a good position either. He sits somewhere in, well, you know, the middle of nowhere as far as virtually everybody is concerned. This realm has fallen, and it could have been different. But Rejordan fundamentally realized that there is nothing that will ever guarantee that you get what you deserve. You have to claim it. Rejordan II, I think, feels differently about this. And this is something that was initiated by Roger the Insane and Sancha. I really want to stress this. CK3 does put emphasis on this, but I think most people overlook it. In fact, people were like, why are you so focused on the legends? They're not that interesting. Let me tell you, they are very interesting. Because this legend, as it is running its course, and by the way, both of these are apparently, what is this? It's an unnamed legend? Okay, I guess that he's not, okay, whatever. Sometimes you encounter bugs and that is the way it goes. But A Mighty Endeavor for Sicily is an important legend because it very specifically was spread to be legitimizing. This legend tries to assert the opposite of what Rejordan I, the bastard, knew to be true. Well, you have to fight for what you want. You have to claim it. There's nothing ever that is fair or just or easily distributed in a fair way. This is a concept that is foreign to the world, that is ruled by might, that is ruled by the intentions of individuals that only think of themselves and their family. He saw this as just the way the world works, and so he stood up and he conquered much of Iberia. He pacified a region that was foreign to him because he knew how to do it. He had, of course, been on campaign with our very first character here, our great-grandfather, now Duke Roger Boso. This legacy and this understanding that we had as we were playing these characters is completely being tilted. Rejordan II sees this legacy in the light of Sancha and Roger the Insane. There were prophecies. We had an Occitan woman that stated, of course, that we are the king, the rightful ruler of these lands. We have started a legitimizing story of Rejordan I, the bastard, that he came here through divine premonition. This isn't entirely new. If we actually take a look at of course, what was happening over here, you know, in these parts, it is William the Conqueror's actual ancestors. Where is he? We can surely find him. There he is, Rollo the Walker of Normandy, who constructed a story later on that indeed he was visited by angels, that he was destined to take Normandy and to become a good ruler of these lands as a Christian in the name of course, you guessed it, God of the Bible, so of the Catholic Church. This type of retroactive storytelling is what legends do, and we should have this inform our characters as well. Rejordan II, I hope I established what he wants to do, and I will treat him as with the same intentions that I kind of assigned to him as we were playing him, right? The way that he sees Mozarabism, the way that he sees Madrid and Tuliatula, I think that he is very dedicated to these ideas, but he also has a complete misunderstanding of the way that Rejordan I functioned, because his parents were proactively spreading a story that most certainly didn't match reality. Pragmatic rule, spreading your knights over the peninsula, taking over the east, building up Valence, all of this became providence. It became something that is destiny, that is your birthright, that you should carry forward and understand in that very same way. Rejordan II doesn't understand the reality of how this rule came to be. In a sense, he has bought into the own propaganda of his family, his previous generation, and his crown. On the other hand, Dus Tedbald here misunderstands the situation in a completely different fashion. He doesn't see a single good thing about Rey Roger the Insane. For him, Rey Roger, that much of his family purposely, of course, as far as he understands it, fall into disarray. He only intervened after our father, Prince William, had already been tortured to death, or rather once he was already in the hands of his murderer. There he is, Talha Amirit. Only then did he intervene. From our perspective, he did this on purpose. He hated his brother, much like he was hated by everyone in the realm, and he only intervened once it became convenient. Once he could decide that Prince Roger II, a son of Rey Roger, could be given the Duchy of Murcia. This is important, because the Duchy of Murcia, of course, was originally, there it is, in the hands of Prince William. He would later die to the title holder that took it from him, or rather the family that took it from him, the Amirites. And then Rey Roger only intervened once he could get something into the possession of his direct line. From our perspective, Rey Roger is an evil and purposely dedicated, terrible man. What he did, the way that he is viewed, is still too soft. People treaded on eggshells around Rey Roger, perhaps justly, perhaps not, but why risk offending the madman? They were even too light on him. This man was a tyrant of old, much like the tyrant kings that we would have learned of course, from all the tales that we picked up in Sicily, right? We have Roger Boso, of course, and then it is our direct line with Rejardin the Bastard. They know much of the old stories, of the tales here in Syracuse, the fights of the Romans and the Greeks, of the Carthaginians. I think that they know a plenty of it, and he says yes. Much like the tyrant that took over Syracuse in the age of Rome, we are looking at a tyrant of our time. And now the successor, Rejardin II, is also deeply misunderstood. He sees the exact same hatred, the exact same tyranny in Rejardin II, and he sees this because Rejardin and Roger the Insane are two sides of the same coin. Look at them. Yes, he is impatient and he was patient. He is vengeful and he is temperate. But ultimately, both of them are irritable. Whereas he is rash, he acts very aggressively and very directly. They both act with so much malice in their hearts, they must be creatures of evil. Deuce Tedbald right here misunderstands his relatives entirely, because in his story, Valencia has been a disaster. It has been a thorough humiliation, and maybe most importantly, it has brought his part of the family further and further down. I want to highlight all of this because there is a different element that Tedbald actually understands incredibly well, and that is Rejardin I the Bastard. To be clear, I don't think that Tedbald ever really thinks of Jourdan I, the reason being that this official story, of course, the legend here is owned by the crown directly. It justifies the direct line of Rejardin, and then of course following it with Roger. It is supported only by the closest allies that I would personally of course consider an enemy. What is happening here in Valence and the way that is being talked about Rejardin the Bastard is very alien to Duke Tedbald. He probably sees Jourdan I as nothing but a side note in history that only evil followed. But he shares, consciously or not, entirely the idea of power and how to achieve it with his grandfather. If he doesn't act, he will not get anything. His father never acted. He was a coward, a man that was brought up to be a calm and good man. Even though he held grudges, he never truly acted on any of them. He was reduced to just the Count of Alarcon. And what did he do? He didn't rebel, he didn't rise up. Instead, he was humiliated by the dukes that came, and ultimately, of course, killed by them. And you know what they say, once bitten, twice shy. Deuce Tedbald has taken a lesson away. And that lesson is that when you are faced with abject cruelty, with a family that acts as though it is one and then ultimately is not, well, there's only one thing that you can do, and that is stand up for yourself. I think, in a sense, he pitied, but also loathed his father. His mother, of course, Al-Rumaikia, was in a position where she is always speaking well to Deuce Tedbald. She is telling him that his father was trying, that he was attempting to make something out of that situation, but was constantly ignored, of course, by the power holders that be. And that turned him into a fallen man, into a drunkard, a lunatic, somebody not worth ruling or attention. And I think that is what Deuce Tedbald fears the most. So in this video, we are going to start assembling, I don't want to call them the Avengers, but effectively the Avengers. Deuce Tedbald right here needs to weigh his options. He knows for a fact that Rejardin II despises him. What he has here is an enemy. It is not just him hating him. Jourdan II knows he has picked up on this grudge and they are outward enemies. They aren't working together to even a tiny degree. Now, I will say, there is of course a second rival of Rejardin II, and that is Marwan Amirid. He is the former Caliph of the Muwalladi faithful, and well, he might be a good idea to lead us. He is technically speaking Catholic. He doesn't want to be invited into the court. He doesn't have a very high opinion of us, and we don't have a very high opinion of him, but I think it is fair if we find allies in all the most unlikely people. I will send him some money as a signal that I'm a friend of the Muwalladi, and then I'm going to try and sway him. Listen, I'm going to try and make this work. I know we have been swaying Crespi, but that was when we were a fellow vassal under Murcia. I think we are pondering. I don't know, and I read your comments, of course, dear members. I was pondering, what do we do with Tedbald? When are we going to come out of the shadows and define our very own story? Now, with everything that we know about him, that I told you about him, I think he's not above utilizing Muwaladism. I don't think so at all. I think he has no faith strong enough that would convince, of course, the people of the Maghreb, of Morocco right here, the King Salah, that would convince him that we are a faithful Ashari. But a Muwaladi, I think he would much more likely be to work together with, and simultaneously, I think it is such a malleable creed that we could probably convince him that we are a genuine believer. So one day, maybe one day soon, we will probably come out of hiding and be Muwaladi. I want to keep all of this in mind because this tale, his personal vendetta, and the way that he misinterprets both his living relatives and his deceased relatives, well, that is going to be everything that I will use to kind of guide our direction here. Let's go ahead, and actually, there you go. I want to bookmark, of course, his enemies. So I'm going to bookmark his friends and enemies. I need to keep track of him. He is the Lord of Jaén, I see. This is Coms Vivianus. He is a capable, learned man. Okay, he comes from an Occitan house. I suppose that this integrates, of course, the Occitan connection that we had, right? When I discussed the myth and the legend that this is our rightful claim. Because, well, there was a prophecy, of course, amongst the Occitans. Then we're also going to go ahead, we're going to pin all of these folks right there. And last but not least, Marwan Amirit. We do not want to reinstate him, but I think it is worthwhile considering naming him, you know, an important ally. What is this? Merkabist refugees. Makhla has fled Ishbilia, along with a huge swath of his fellow Maccabists. Oh. I've always said no to these particular events. So this is Ishbilia, and of course it is Ishbilia. I am not certain. I think he must be talking about the duchy title, but I'm going to talk about the entire area, I think. We have our cousin in charge, Emir al-Rashid, the recluse of Ishbilia. He might be fleeing from him, but quite frankly, I doubt it. Are you incestuous? Jesus Christ, wait a minute. Friends? It must be a rumor. It can't be more than a rumor. I mean, come on. I have to assume that in Sevilla, a city that should be under a good Muwaladi ruler, Rejardin II is spreading terror. The way that I will see this is I might give them a home, actually, just to show that we have a wider, a broader alliance. It comes to me begging for a home for his people and will gladly swear fealty to the crown in exchange for protection from persecution. Oh, you have to be kidding. You want me to give him Mallorca? I hate this event. I really do. I'm not giving him Mallorca. This is... If it had been a different county, I would have said yes. Can I invite... Oh, he just dies. Okay, well, I will have a very friendly policy, I think, towards the native faiths of this region. Because, well, the Mozarabism of Rejardin II hardly is the Mozarabism of the very independent, and very impressively independent, by the way, Duke Ulaim of the Jaima Taifa. Duke Ulaim here and his relatives, of course, under Yami the Brave, they have built something. I was very impressed. I can't believe that they actually managed to do that. He is a populist leader that unified the central Iberian realm. What he's currently doing here is there's a raid for captives. There are some boils going around, that's okay. And he is defending. Oh, that is a war for Toledo. My god. So the Dhunnunids are yet rising, and... The Dhunnunids, huh? I think they are the alliance that we want. Morocco, the Dhunnunids. I think this is exactly who we are looking for. Agelit Takafarinas ibn Bada of Toledo. Well, he has been hated. The Dhunnunids, by and large, have been despised in our family. But I don't think that we held this grudge directly, right? Because the people that harmed our father, of course, the Amirites, are not directly, or at least this branch of the Amirites, are not directly really the people that, you know, our family was fighting against the whole time. Marwan Amirit, of course, in a special position. I would actually want to separate him almost from the vector of the people that, you know, were harming my father, just because this is a different branch of the family, if you take a look at this. You do have the Muwaladi Caliphate. It is in the family of the Amirites, of course, but these were different branches. Murcia, so the men that harmed my father, and then simultaneously, of course, Mallorca, were different parts of the Emirates. There's a complex history there, I guess, but... yeah, I think the Dhunnunids aren't necessarily on our, let me just be that vulgar, on our shit list here. Now, a question, of course, that comes up is marriage. I'll be honest with you. I saw a great comment, and I think that it is true. Somebody said, if you want to go Muwaladi, you should probably go and, well, actually, get Cordoba first. Because Cordoba is a holy site. Once we have it, we can erect our very own faith, yet again, be a caliph. Meaning... well, yes, of course. I want Cordoba. I am going to look for a claimant on Cordoba. We only have one. Yeah. No, it is Marwan. I have to go and claim it. in Marwan's name. He is the tool. I'm seeing the seam right now. He must be, after he arrives in Mallorca, he must be seeing it as well. The Dhunnunids, the Almoravids, and, well, what remains of the Amirids, they can all be of service. A shadow over Alarcon, right, we have an illness there. Luckily, I'm no longer there. I detest that place. Do summon the physician, though. I don't want that illness to reach me. That illness killed that wicked king. There he is, Roger the Insane. I won't die to something like this. Takfarinas is helping us here. Oh, his name is Batuta. I like that a lot. By the way, our motto is Vincere Vel Mori, conquer or die. I think that is about accurate right here. It's really a story of the Normans if you think about it. Don't forget that William the Conqueror, after they landed right here, of course, in Sussex, he burned his boat. So he gave the command to burn the boats. There was no going back. There was no turning around. And by the way, I love, since all of these, Wales has definitely put its control, its power over the British Isles. I love that same coloring. And then when we zoom in like this, it looks so cute. You know what always looks cute is France. I think what I will say about the upcoming map changes, the way everything will look different in CK3 after All Under Heaven, I hope France looks as cute as here. I really enjoy the way France looks. Anyway, what are we going to do? Will I trust this man? Yeah, I'm neutral towards him. He is skilled. What is he suggesting? It risks destabilizing our entire realm. So desperate measures, huh? Let's take a look at how much we can contain this. Balcon's barely actually. Oh, I mean, okay, this seems to be a pretty bag. Yeah, this is a major plague actually, now that I see it. We don't want it to spread, and he failed. As well as taking a tremendous toll on the economy, Wahab's treatments have led to countless lives being lost. The peasants, already weak from the ravages of disease, couldn't withstand the onslaught of bloodletting and leeches. This loss of life seems to have brought with it an increase in spread of the disease, as the miasma clings to the corpses and infests the lungs of the healthy. Yeah, I'm not a vengeful man. I'm holding a grudge against one particular person, but I don't care for Wahab Batuta, to be fair, too much either. This won't happen again. Do you understand this? Prevention botched. Jesus Christ. At least... Oh, it is on every holding I have? Oh my god. Okay, well, that's awful. That is really, really awful. What a modifier. Alright, well, 10 years where I can't really count on my land. And thankfully, by the way, Erege Jacques the Old is dead. Jacques, of course, he was one of the people that endorsed the myth that justifies Rejadon II's rule here. Now we have Iramun. I don't think you have any meaningful relationship. Yeah, they are orienting themselves kind of towards the west here. These three kingdoms, of course, are deeply related. They are not of the same house anymore. This is a new house, but they are of the same family. It is the Jimena family. I hope that they stay away from working together with Valencia. He is allied to an internal ally and to Touraine, so this is not too consequential. Listen, Navarra, Galicia, and Castilla, and Galicia, stay out of my business and I shall stay out of yours. I will never pay homage, by the way. That will never happen. If I had an option to disrespect him, well, I most certainly would, but yeah, sadly, that is not an option. Now, people did also say you probably will want to cooperate with the pirates. I think I will be doing that once. Actually, we might be doing it right away, actually thinking about it. It costs so much money is the thing. That's really my main issue. We gain renown, I lose some legitimacy. I think that is fine. You know what, yeah, let's actually go ahead, let's get a contact right here. For years, pirates have operated from the coast of Mallorca to prey on merchant vessels sailing the Mediterranean. I would even argue that our family, during the time of Jourdan the Bastard, was pretty much, well, mercenary pirates, right? The same way, as we discussed at the start of this playthrough, that the Normans that were settled roughly in this area were also largely quite illicit people, you know. After all, it is not uncommon for ordinary merchants, like ones we do business with, to turn to piracy to make extra coin. Nor is it unheard of for pirates to offer their services to enterprising lords. But previously, such things were done in an ad hoc, disorganized manner within our realm. Now, we have struck a deal with the local pirates. In exchange for letting them establish an official base in our territory, they will raid the shores of our foes on our behalf and provide us a share of the loot, as well as support us in our military ventures. There's no shame in associating with pirates. It is merely another tool we have in our arsenal to protect our economic and political interests in the ever-dynamic, dangerous world of the Mediterranean. Pirate infestation, right? Control decline, that is significant. Yeah, okay, that's pretty nasty for 10 years. We are not that good to our lands, which I think is very in character. He doesn't really care to be a ruler. he is going to take what he deserves. That is the way he sees it. This will be paying us quite a bit of money, though. I won't say no to that for sure. Gained the Thieves' Hideout special building. Rulers your own counties with the pirate and have permanent access right to collaborate with the pirates going forward. He does this because he knows how important to Valence, of course, the build-up of the economy was. They have an actual... Oh, and I can't even see it anymore. Is there no modifier on this? Did we not... We put it on Valence, right? The Navy modifier? Oh, no shot that it disappeared with our father. Oh, that is a bit sad, I will say, because that was a cool Navy modifier right there. I thought it was going to be on our capital. They are turning this nonetheless indeed into, you know, like an actual Golden Age territory, which is, of course, unacceptable. We will crush them. Their heavy cavalry. Oh my god. What called to become regent? Are you isolated? Is that what it is? Yeah, he secluded himself, I see. It is self-evident to all that the reign of Valence, that my cousin Ré Jourdan cannot shoulder the burdens of rule by himself, not without causing irreparable harm to our lands. As this situation is likely to persist for some time, the realm needs to know who to turn to when Ré Jourdan cannot personally discharge justice. We need someone to serve, permanently as regent. Naturally, that someone is me. I should start my rule at once. I like that. You gain access right, swings by 5 towards me. This is the regency that we really care about. My god. What luck we have. I can't swing this until February 1160. I hope that he isn't out by then. Man, if we could actually utilize this mechanic, not necessarily to oust him, but just to abuse the powers. Let me check this. I can surely revoke titles. Yes, look at that. We could do that. Well, I wouldn't be against it at all. You know what they say? There are cathedrals for all with eyes to see. And by the way, let me unpin all these dead people. I pin a lot of people and then don't unpin them. I'm saying that because the game is throwing us so many opportunities for working roleplay for something. Oh, and please die. Wouldn't that be... If he died early, oh my god, it would be justice. But anyway, all I'm saying is that effectively the game really is giving us many opportunities to play into roleplay here. Let's see whether we can use it. Wahab is still trying to make this work. I don't really have the money. And frankly, I don't care about these lands, no. Alarcon was the death pit of my father. It won't be the death pit, oh my god, of my money. And here's measles. He's gonna die. Alright, well, I have measles. Oh no. My lord. That's the malady known as measles. Am I healthy? Am I a healthy guy? I'm a pretty healthy guy, right? Alright, I was cautious this time, because I cannot trust this man with anything else. Relax your breathing, Wahab instructed me. The feather in his hand looked almost ethereal as he began to gently brush me under my nose. Evil, be gone. I sneezed loudly. The strange tickling turned out to be just what I needed. For now, the worst of my symptoms are alleviated, and the world seems a little brighter. Excellent work, Wahab. Yeah, we got fully hit by the measles, which is fair. This is Mallorca. We do a lot of trading with the mainland, I think for many, many reasons. Luckily, I'm not married, so I'm not gonna get dunked on when it comes to this. You know, my family, my kids, my wife dying. He has the measles as well. Oh, I wish you were to die, my friend. Siphon Treasury. If I did Siphon Treasury, right? So it would be very, very unlikely that we would manage this. He would get an imprisonment reason. I at least want to swing this once before I do this. So let's keep an eye on this. February 1160. That is very, very soon. Oh my god. Yeah, this illness is devastating. Agali Takfarina's boils. Wait, what? It's his boils. That's the name that they gave it. I know why. Because obviously it's a Dhunnunid, and it is easy to spread anti-Dhunnunid propaganda in these lands. I don't think it actually started there, to be honest. Oh, and Sweden as Cornwall. That is kind of wild, I'm not gonna lie. We have a Gerulfing now here in control. He is from the Folkwalding dynasty, so that is a new dynasty. He himself seems to stem from the Frisian territories. And he has vacated that position because he's blind. I suppose that he was operated on, huh? But I will immediately need a new bodyguard. And here's the measles. I will be waiting until we pick up a new bodyguard, I think. That's okay. Your ally. Oh, and our ally of Leda. He did aid us. He's attacking. He is fighting Barcelona. I really want to intervene in this. Do we have a chance? I think we have a chance. I mean, he's useless, obviously, but think about it. That is Barcelona. They are allies of the crown, allies of Ré Jourdan. Obviously, we need to crush them. If we were to crush them, this marriage goes away. Their hold over Barcelona that was cemented, of course, by Roger and Sancha here. Interesting. Yeah, I will definitely take this. I will be leading my troops myself. I'm already sick anyway. Put me in an army camp and let's get going. Oh, and that is not where I want to raise these troops. That's okay. Let's raise these troops on Mallorca. And then let's make our way there as quickly as we can. Obviously, we don't actually have that many. And yeah, they're all dying to the measles. This is less than ideal. That is how I would call it. In the meantime, I can swing the scales. Is there a difference in how far it swings? No, there isn't. Okay. I don't really have any of these resources, so I physically can't do it. Oh my god, I am so agitated by this. Yeah, we're not gonna make it. I don't have the resource household, I think, to get this done. That is unfortunate. Man, that is crazy unfortunate. But at the very least, I am no longer infected by the measles. Thank you very much. And now I need to find a way to get you supported before you fight a stupid battle. I think they're gonna fight a stupid battle. I'm pretty sure that that is what we're looking at here. Yep. That's gonna be a really dumb battle. He's gonna lose that. We can only hope that after that we can unify and actually, you know, make this happen. Maybe he just gets fully wiped. I still really like that animation. Espionage, lovers. While performing his duties as my spy master, Walid has uncovered a secret held by my cousin Prince Roger. Prince Roger, huh? Wait a minute. So he is the brother of the king and the ruler of Murcia. Of course he is. Our former overlord, right. He has secretly taken Zagwa, the daughter of Amir Ihe of Oran, as a lover. Oh. She is married, isn't she? This is useful to know. It is good, because it means that I don't necessarily need to directly harm him. Let's try to blackmail him. I will simply send him a letter that says, I'm so happy for you and your beloved Zagwan. Oh, and I have gained a blackmail hook. Prince Roger II, huh? Okay, are you, by the way, is this the jour? It is the jour Valence. Which means if I were to claim Valence, we would get Murcia as well. That is a huge get. I could theoretically get an alliance. I could force him into a faction. At least I think I could. Let me just set up a faction, okay? I might be dissolving it. Let me set up this faction. Could I theoretically cannot be forced to join? Oh, it has to be a stronghold, right? Okay, that is of course much worse. I could demand a hostage. I think I'm going to wait with this until they have a son. And then I'm going to demand the son as a hostage. I think that is a wise choice for us here to force pacify the region. Now, by the way, Jesus, she has so many professional troops. Are you joking? We are cooked. No, I don't have that many troops. Yeah, I think this is... I don't think that this is winnable, to be quite direct here. Oh, okay, they are coming for me. Yeah, we are kind of screwed here. The fact that he just suicided into that was, yeah, not such a good choice, I think. Can I theoretically be getting any special mercenaries? Any holy orders in the house? Right, not a hostile faith, makes sense. Otherwise, I could probably facilitate this. I wonder whether there are Mubaladi holy orders. That's a big question. Obviously, none of you actually want to... Yeah, okay, that's fine. Oh, and they just walked into another war. Sadly, I don't think this is feasible. I'm not sacrificing my troops. I don't think that there's a point to this. As we say in Germany, the drops is lutscht, the dragé... Yep, there it is already done. It's over. Whatever. You can't win them all. Sadly, this was one of them. Wait, what? My sister was murdered? Philomene murdered? We will never know what kind of ruler she would have become. I mean, she wasn't destined to be my ruler, but she died? What do you mean, she died? I'm going to flagellate myself. Absolutely. I think that he would do this. And I invite you, by the way. How are we looking here? Pay for travel expenses? We are close. I think one more round of swaying, then we can get something done there. She was in the courts of Oran. Think he killed her? They were both Catholic. I suspect it was Rejardin. I'm not going to lie. He was maybe acting, or maybe... I don't know. Maybe it was the Almoravids. I am uncertain about this. I have a lot of questions and no answers. That is so far the life of Dus Tetbald, I think. Yeah, and so in the north, in Barcelona, she has established herself. She has imprisoned our brother-in-law and taken his title. Dire. Very, very dire. What has he done? He has won a war against... He won the war for the Duchy of Toledo. That is the first setback and maybe the last setback of Ulaim of the Jami Taifa. That is crazy for you. Not so much for me. I think we're on the way back. The Mualadi are making a big comeback. Interesting. Let me just quickly, by the way, check all of my decisions. Did he recover? Yeah, he recovered. Sadly, the measles didn't get him. Oh, and my cousin, Emir al-Rashid II, we talked about him just earlier, at least slightly, I hope that that is in the video, is attacking Jami as well, or Khami now as well. He's going for just one county. Listen. Oh, we cannot negotiate an alliance. Ugh. Oi, oi, oi. My cousin, huh? Not possible. I suppose that we are not in the right phase. Is opportunity potentially something here? Convert faith? Oh, I'm just an interloper. I think if I wasn't an interloper, I could benefit in a way. Let's take a look at this. This is involved, right? Cannot be declared. Interfaith marriages are available. Oh, I'm not involved. That's fine. He's Muwaladi. All I need to do, and it would restore my connection to the Abbadites as well, right? It would tighten it, I should say. My reign over the lands, or rather my justification for it. I may yet do that, you know? I may yet do that. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. I think I just have to come out with our true faith eventually. And I'm certain that I will eventually. Like I said, we do want to strike... Jesus Christ, dude. This is so awful. Yeah, measles is really screwing it up. Okay, well, you know. It's at some point, I swear, we're gonna have control of our territory. I promise you this. It's gonna happen. One day. The weirdest thing, the toughest choice that I personally am facing really is Prince Roger II. What exactly do we do with you? We blackmailed him, we have a hook on him. I would like Murcia, but quite frankly, what we really and what I really care about is Cordoba. I actually agree with that analysis. If we could name ourselves Caliph with the blessing of the old Caliph very, very soon, my god, I think it would be wildly, wildly beneficial. Obviously, I don't think we would settle in Cordoba, at least for some time, until the point comes around where I am safe from the wrath of Rejardon II. Until then, though, I don't think that that is going to be feasible. Mallorca is a much, much safer island, much, much safer location, right? Marwan. I don't like the guy, but he's our gateway. He is our gateway, say what you will. Let's inspect the factions against our liege, by the way. We have an Andalusi Muwaladi populist rebellion. I mean... maybe I might join this once we are Muwaladi. We also have a Liberty faction. Right, okay, very weak. We have an Independence faction, also weak. Not that interested in that, frankly. Despite our best efforts, my agents have yet to uncover any secrets at Rejardin's court. No. Stay there. Stay there. There is information there. Walid, I promise you that you will find something. Oh, and we are now actually getting... and we got a hook, or he got a hook on us. We are now actually getting a regent event, okay. Per my mandate from Rejardin, my primary duty as regent is to fill his coffers. An easy way to do this is to help populate the outskirts of Sevilla, moving serfs and smallholders from my own contest of Alarcon to Jardin's lands. Except the peasantry refuse to budge. Every family forcibly moved is like pulling a tooth, like they object to being shifted by their betters. You know, I have to wonder, how did I actually become the regent? There must be some level of palace intrigue, where once he secluded himself... I mean, I am of the same family, that is fair, but he has a much more influential and aligned brother, right? It is Prince Roger II, of course. Ah, that's interesting. That is a very curious thing to me. There must be a supporter somewhere high up. I wonder who it is, but there must be one. Perhaps if I offer suitable... No. Let them stay on their plots if they love their dirt so much, or the wealthy fellow... No, you know what? I am not doing anything for you, my friend. Let them stay. I don't care. Rejardon II, you are the worst human being alive, only because your father is dead. And you know what, the longer I think about this, the more I'm coming to the conclusion that, well, I have been such an excellent regent for Rejardon II of Valence. I mean, I don't know what to say. I think that I've done incredible work for somebody that I, in a friendly manner, would call Rejardon the extremely lazy and bad ruler. I think I deserve a pay raise. I mean, let me tell you, it's a difficult thing, but I need to free up those payment streams. No way, this is so... I thought for sure it was going to become obvious. I was like, okay, listen, I'll take that money. But I thought for sure that Rejardin II would catch me and it would make perfect sense with the dynamic. I think it is perfectly in character for Dus Tetbal to attempt this and apparently succeed at it. Jesus. Now, I think immediately I'm going to invest some of that money into swinging these scales here. How we're doing? We are at level 1 still, and I think he's going to swing it back as quickly as he can. Yeah, sadly, there's such a long cooldown. It's 2 years between being able to swing it. That sucks. It's not great. I feel like half the time you need to be in a special position to actually utilize this, but alright. Oh my god, and I completely forgot. I'm a duke again. I can raid. I am a Norman duke. Of course I can raid. How, where, what am I gonna facilitate here? I think I gotta do it at least once, right? Let's go on an adventure. Maybe I should visit home? What do you think? He is at war. Maybe I should go back home. You know, Sicily. And oh my god, they have so much money over in Italy. Oh, the Pope. If only his troops weren't this big, I would, I mean, you know. Oh, the Dinya. Hello. How many troops you got? Honestly, no. They are at war anyway. I'm gonna go raid a little bit. Yeah, he ended the power sharing. I'm not surprised. I don't think they're ever going to achieve anything through you know, being a regent, but still. He also is attacking somebody, so everybody's attacking Hami now. Mozarabiks are dying. I guess that the native Mozarabism is being integrated into the coastal eastern one, much to their dismay, I assume. Interesting dynamic. Man, I might be the last true Norman, you know this? I'm going around, raiding the Mediterranean islands, taking what should have been mine a million years ago. Yeah, very Norman of me right here. Am I commanding this myself, by the way? Oh, he is a raider. In all fairness, you know what? I would rather do it myself, even if it takes a little bit longer. I got the time right now, I think. We captured somebody here. Of course, we captured somebody. I will gladly take that. I am here entirely for the money and nothing else. Now that I'm no longer a regent, I can do that, you know? Oh, and we swayed him again. Marwan. Can we make this -5 still? No shot. What if he's at 100? Will... Oh my god. I guess... Does this disable the swaying? Oh no, it doesn't. Okay. If I learn his language, maybe he will. I can push your claim, buddy. I can, I swear. But then again, I guess he's also simultaneously a claimant against my land, so, you know, neither here nor there, really. Oh, and we have another cadet branch. Cecile Albaquet. I believe, yeah, that is his primary symbol there, of course. Interesting. What is your... The bear falls before the sword? The bear. Is he referring to the tyrant? Could he be referring to the Dhunnunids? I don't really see the bear allegory anywhere in, you know, our vicinity at the very least. Jesus Christ, what is happening in France? First of all, that is a massive civil war against the tyranny. I think he's going to lose this. I would be very surprised if he didn't. What is that disease? It's a major consumption plague. Major plagues making a comeback right now. I complained in the past about I basically never see them anymore, and I don't. Now I see them, and I like it. I wish I saw more of that anyway. Oh, and speak of the devil. Regency II has declared a war. He wants to take all of Barcelona, and this is a good opportunity. I mean, he got a good nose, the same way that I have a good nose as well. We'll see how it goes. Man, raiding is fun, isn't it? We have captured the sole son of the King of Sardinia at Corsica. Aye, that is all I can say. Can I keep this kid? Gain a weak hook, I can't recruit him, that is sad to see. I could ransom, oh, yes. How could I say no to 200 gold pieces? And being a Norman, you almost forget what it was like when you just become a regular king conquering and all that stuff, you know? But he still remembers, in a really weird way, much like I discussed it at the start of this video. Dus Tetbald here, he kind of intuited what it was like to be a ruler all the way over here in Sicily. What it was like when they made their way after, of course, the older generation. Keep in mind, it was Tancred de Hauteville, a very small-time landowner over here. He had like, what, 17 children or such, right? 15 children in-game. 16 children in-game, right? So all I can say there is he sent them out on a mission and they created their own fortune. And he's doing just that without needing to be told that that is how you do it. He just knows. Additionally, while out in the wilderness, not too far from my home, okay, that's not true, we're in Sardinia, but whatever, I encountered a few commoners. They were looking for some snails in the area and were collecting whatever ones they could find. Their intention was to sell these to whoever's willing to eat them. As they had already collected some snails, they were wondering if I was interested in buying some of them. How cheap are they? Sure. I think he wouldn't be above eating snails while on campaign, trying out different cuisines. Though stereotypically associated with France in the modern Anglosphere, snails have been a source of food in many parts of the world for centuries. For example, among the Romans, they were viewed as a delicacy, while in Morocco, eating them was seen as having health benefits. I think I will eat them, sure, yeah. Gives me a little bit of stress reduction. Why not? When you're eating a snail, everything doesn't seem that bad, does it? Man, I took like the entire leadership class of this region prisoner. It's so good. You know, now that I think about it, I think we are going home. Genuinely. Really. And oh my god, my army is smaller than the garrison. That is humiliating. That is unlucky to see. You know what? I'm going home. Back to Mallorca. I think we have a lot of money on us. This is fine. Mad King's Fortress. There's an abandoned fortress in Alarcon that was built by a Mad King, according to local legend. He was said to be an unpredictable, erratic man of irredeemable and unmeasurable cruelties. Though the fortifications are no longer as good as they used to be, my soldiers still find it useful as an outpost at least. This right here seems to be a pattern with the rulers of this region. Lately, there are rumors that the spirit of the king and his soldiers can be seen walking around the dilapidated ramparts, even in broad daylight. While some consider this an ill omen, others note that such stories could easily frighten any foreign enemy as well. Oh, control decline, but also fortress level up. Interesting. Okay, so a lot of the elements that we have right here. Which secret is this? This is... Oh, they did actually... I lost my hook on him. He is standing up against me. The king revealed it? Huh. Oh, no. Okay, now I'm actually heartbroken. I can't invite him. Marwan didn't want to give me the benefit here. Maybe I will be in a position where I can actually just give him land, right? Once I take it over, but I see from where the wind is blowing. I understand it, I really do. I have to take it by force then. My kind of, interesting and tactile plan won't really be finding that resolution. I will have to take action. We are home with money and prestige. Well, the reality is that I have a claim. The reality is that he, Prince Roger II, was just put into a position where he very clearly is not the righteous ruler in this region. It is, finally, time to act. Before I do anything else, let's recruit more Conrois. We don't have any. I definitely need them. We're going to recruit them. It's obviously costing us a lot of money. That is okay. Here's what we're going to do. I was pondering, maybe I should go ahead and, I don't know, actually get some money from my local holy orders. I don't know where we have it, but it does exist. There's a decision to get money from holy orders, and I was thinking maybe I should take it, and then I could simply convert. But you know what? We don't need that money. I think we'll be okay. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and see whether I can't contact the Mediterranean pirates. What can I get from this? I would like... Oh, to recruit Corsairs would be nice. It would be pretty good, right? Acquire booty. I will recruit Corsairs, sure. We get 200 to 500 special soldiers, the men that we have recruited the same way that all of the Normans that were in southern Italy were basically collecting the worst of the worst, the scum of the Langobards. I will be doing exactly that. How much are we getting? There are a group of pirates active in the Mediterranean who I have connections with and who have agreed to not target my territories and to help me when we have shared mutual interests. The military experience of these pirates are considerable and could be a valuable asset to my own forces. I have decided to enter a more permanent agreement with some of these pirates, recruiting them to fight for me directly under my banner. How many are we getting? I think 300, right? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah, 300. Okay, so we got light footmen and we got Mubarizun. We have the local backing of the Muslim population. And with these troops, I'm going to wait until we are fully refreshed here in the Conrois business. And then it's time that we start making our very first moves. I still do wonder, by the way, who killed my sister. Philomene didn't really do anything. She was my heir, that is true. Rachel, right here, or Raquel, maybe. Not in the best condition either. Why don't you come home, darling? She's married to House Barcelona. We need a divorce for this. We desperately need a divorce for this. I also just need my own spouse, but we're gonna get that in due time, I think. I'm not too concerned about that particular element. Let's let these kind of, freshen up there. I'm gonna unstation you and station the Conrois instead. The Conrois are much more important. Look at the bonus they pick up. It is crazy work out there. It really is. Wait up. Is he actually back? Khalif Abd al-Mumin? If he were to destroy Morocco, if he were to destroy the Almoravid dynasty, he would be such a good ally. Such a good ally. Seriously. I don't know. He has fewer troops, but he is winning, and I think he is getting ticking war score, right? Actually, I don't see any ticking war score. I guess you can't get it, so it's a close one. We're gonna see in a second, okay? I am... Oi, oi, oi. Now, I'm gonna stop swaying him because this is obviously, very obviously useless. Not interested, thank you. Oh, and yeah, so I was learning Arabic, of course, in the name of Captain Marwan right here, but I think in general it is actually important that we speak Arabic, given the position of the Andalusians, all things considered, right? They speak Arabi. After lots of hard work, nothing. It is impossible to learn the Arabi language. No matter how hard I try, I speak little, a barely weaned baby. I speak like a barely weaned baby and write like an unlettered blind serf who's missing most of their fingers. This was a waste of time. No. We're gonna try again. I will, of course, beat myself. Given that I have failed. And I think on top of that, I will also be going ahead and seclude myself, even if it costs me prestige. And then he comes pestering me about some wild woman. Listen, normally I would endorse this, but I think he doesn't see any fun in this. He thinks that this is complete nonsense and not to be bothered by it. And sadly, it gives me another stress level, which is crazy. Oh, but this directly coincides now with a general feeling of stress in Mallorca, I guess, and we are bad at administering it, so it makes sense that the people here aren't all too happy. We're looking at 21 control at this point. Locals from Mallorca have reported most unusual and concerning incidents. Several sources have claimed that they have seen otherworldly shadows, vaguely in the shape of people, going around attempting to kill unsuspecting innocents. The common thread here is that the shadows tend to appear at night, as people are falling asleep or waking up. Reputable scholars and priests believe this is nothing but hysteria. We have mismanaged our domain. They are Mubaladi, and I am not. They think I am the enemy, and I am in the most stressed out state of my entire life. Obviously, maybe, we are kind of caught up in this hysteria as well. Send in priests to pray God preserve us, or troubling times we live in. I think I'm going to send in the priests, because clearly nothing is working. Me being of the wrong faith, maybe it is the wrong direction. My ploy to get the Caliph on my side, to get Prince Roger on my side, didn't work out. I am, very, very stressed. Now, I'm going to go ahead. What can I do here? I'm just going to seclude myself further. I think that is the way that he lives. Man, nobody in this family is a well-adjusted human being. Maybe Rejodon II is the most normal one, but then again, look at this. Inapathetic and irritable. He isn't exactly a normal guy either. The French have arrived, but I think they're going to get slaughtered here. Régumont not really in a better position than his predecessor. It is what it is. We are also full now, actually. And I think that means that I'm going to go ahead. So he did win, by the way. The Almoravids did not lose. That is good to know. I think we're going to convert now. Oh, well, I mean, I say convert. And we all know that in reality, I mean, I will reveal my true faith. Let's really think about this for one moment. Our storytelling is deeply rooted in Andalusia. We knew nothing but Alarcon for most of our lives. Our father was killed there in the machinations of the local dynasty. And yet, we are from one of these local dynasties. In what way can I look around and call that this man is more like me than them? I think it is hardly possible. Culturally, we are nonetheless extremely Norman. We have raided. We see that the world is our oyster if we only choose to grab it. And England just inherited all of this, apparently. How did that happen? Oh, right. The Lampedidi dynasty, yet again. Very widespread. Clearly, they annexed this. So this used to be, of course, either independent or part of the HRE. Sicily has been reduced to only Malta. The irony of the fact that Sicily has become Malta when we fled Malta because Malta was not Sicily is certainly not lost on me. My friends, it is time. I publicly reconvert to my previous faith. Your vassals and close family may convert with you. If you are independent, nope, we are not independent. A proclamation. In my public life, I follow Catholicism to the letter. I subscribe to Catholic values, read the Catholic scriptures, and go to Catholic churches. Behind closed doors, however, I find it hard to let go of the teachings of Moaladism, and a part of me longs to openly practice the old ways. The flavor text, I don't think is correct. The way that he sees it... Oh, I know what the flavor text is. It is this way because this was introduced largely, like most of the instances of a secret faith are in the Iranian intermezzo, and they are Zoroastrianism. Anyway, the way that he sees it is that Mubaladism connects him to the land. It makes him the rightful heir of this land, not his cousin. Most importantly, there's an alley here where, even before we rebel against the king, I am in a position where if he acts against me, all the Mubaladis of the realm might subscribe to helping me. And more importantly, being the Caliph is higher than being the king. Until now, the Caliph had been incompetent. But if I were Caliph, it would certainly be different. Perhaps now is the time to reassert my Mubaladi identity, bringing with me what other secret adherents and recent converts what I can. Allah knows my heart. I am cynical, that is true. But this is power politics right here. With my decision to convert to Mavaladism, I arranged for an imam to come to my court and conduct the rites. But I don't really believe the drivel that the imam spouts. There were enough political advantages to converting that I knew I needed to do this sooner or later. Yes, that is good flavor text. Regardless of my reasons, my most immediate concern is temporal. How will my cousin Réjourdan react to learning that I have spurned his faith? I don't. Baldwin, you are my strongest ally. His dynasty name is Angevine. That is very funny. God and my victory. At least I have Baldwin to guide me. I entirely agree. Baldwin, get into the chair. You are the leader of this. We have the Mozarabiques that clearly need to go. I'm going to convert, I think, the islands first. 82 years. I am not going to any such thing. I think you can just chill. Just relax. Don't worry about it. Here's what is important now. I am Muwaladi, which makes you dislike me a lot less. The Dhunnunids like me now. Oh, there's no way. Me and the Dhunnunids, is it a thing of possibility? It's not even close. Low fertility? What do you mean low fertility? No. Says who? Oh, because I'm chaste. It's actually because I'm chaste. Oh my god. Okay, I am seen as a eunuch. I convert and they look at me as though I am a eunuch. You have to be kidding me. What about you? Nothing. She's already betrothed. I stand alone, despite it all. My god. Could I theoretically make something happen here? Let me find out about this. I don't speak Arabic, obviously. That is a big problem. He is busy. Do you have children? Hello, Asma. She's related to the Caliph. Minus 1,000. Because he is Catholic. Oh, I know, yeah. That is so funny. I am the one that made this man a Catholic. I ruined this for this other character. I like that so much. That is so good. Seriously, the way that went is actually unreal. Alright. I know that this part of the family hates nobody more but the Dhunnunids. Morocco seems far, far away from agreeing with me. They are completely unwilling, I think. Dhunnunids, maybe we can at least get an alliance. Maybe we can get something here. My god, just make something happen. I will send you a Tiras. I think that we have a Tiras... oh, wait, why can I do this then? Do we have it in Alarcon? How do I have access to Tirasas? I know it's a building. We built it over here. Yeah, that's Tiras Weaver. The ruling authorities of this region employ a number of local artisans. Reduce... Oh, so you can do this, but it just reduces the cost if you have the building. I get it. Gains gifted Tiras to someone important. This will give me prestige. He gets prestige and opinion. The cost of this interaction and the prestige and piety you and Takfarina's gain depends on both of your ranks and if you are his head of faith. I am not his head of faith, quote-unquote, yet, but, you know, presenting the Tiras. Through my authority as Zeus, I have decided to grant Agalit Takfarinas a Tiras textile in a Kila ceremony. This is a magnificent Tiras of high quality beyond the token Tiras granted on regular official occasions. Though he cannot be present to receive it personally, I am sure that he is glad to receive this gift. In olden times, only the caliphs or very high-ranking rulers could bestow a tiras upon someone. These days, it is common for people of the elite classes to give them to each other. Still, to receive a high-quality tiras from a powerful deuce like myself is a great honor. Okay, the Dhunnunids, I'm going all in. I need to win them over. That's so much money. If I give you this money, you will have a really high opinion of me. Is it genuinely impossible? Oh, it's so impossible. If I send you a gift, and if I promise a grand marriage, which, to be fair, is very justified given the position of our houses here. Yeah, he's been announced. Who's the head of faith? The head of your family, I mean. Ukles, huh? Interesting. Interesting, actually. Would you accept a marriage? Not even close. My god, they all hate that I'm chaste. Jesus. Just to check the general list, by the way, what other options do I have? Literally nobody. Gotcha. Okay. Takfarinas. How do we make this happen? I'm going to make all the offers that I can to him. Because he would be the strongest ally, without a doubt. How about this? And the grand wedding. Oh, -7. We are close. We are so close. Maybe if I spoke the language. Maybe I sent him a competent man. If I offered you a courtier, you would want him. And he would gain 10 opinion of me. He's my caravan master. Can we make it? Oh my god. Hilali bint Takfarinas Dhunnunid brings me into the halls of power in the Muslim dominion that yet remains. The singular Muslim entity that has withstood the test of time and the test of the Normans, the Dhunnunids. We are now on the other side of the aisle. No longer hostile with them, no longer feuding with them. That isn't us. That wasn't even our direct line. It was Ré Roger the Insane and his son Jordan II. It is time now. They have retaken Toledo. And now together, we shall do even more. Let's seal this deal. Let's get this marriage. There's the alliance. I owe them a grand wedding. That is true. But I think I can get that done. But now, well... Oh, I can't declare war because of the realm laws. Right, okay. What do I do about this? I can change this here. War declaration sanctioned. That is massive. I personally, by the way, and I keep saying this, I don't like title revocation protected because it gives, or rather it takes away a pathway that the AI has to act against me, and I think they should be able to act against me, if they wanted to try anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and do high-level contributions. This isn't a permanent arrangement. It is a humiliation that I have to do, but not for long. My friends? Oh, no. Oh, if I come for Murcia, it doesn't actually give us Cordoba. And I can't get Cordoba. Marwan, you useless buffoon. How much I would like to land him. How much I would like to land him. But I can't. I think this isn't even adventurous. It's literally just mercenaries, yeah. Marwan, you are the biggest loser. This is unreal. Can I get a marriage with you? Can I invite you to my court just generally? No? Catholic. There are things getting in the way. I can tell you that. There are things getting in the way. But Murcia alone will already put me in a much better position. Connect us up to Toledo. We do need Cordoba. I have no doubt about it. He is Andalou now, by the way. He's still Norman. Interesting. Murcia. This is destiny. Let's go for it. I will immediately pull in my ally. Costs me a lot of prestige. And then before I raise my troops, obviously I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we have a chevalier, or rather an accolade, I should say. Could I theoretically... Can't reinstate this, that's okay. Let's give this guy Pike Captain and Skirmisher. It's not bad. It's not awful. You know what? I'll do it, yeah. And then, so it happens that we make our way there. Additionally, by the way, I will be picking up... I think we're gonna go with hit and run first. Living off the land is later for if I raid more. This is interesting. This will be multi-stages. Had we gotten the opportunity for Marwan, I could have gone for Cordoba straight up. But I think this is fine. Becoming the Caliph is a little bit, I guess, almost like the end result. Where are you going? The Eagles of God? Ah, okay, I see. So France. Leave me alone, alright? That's all I can say. We march. With me. At the head of the army. I mean, where else would I be? What are you doing? Are you not? No, you are following. Okay, that is good. I'm not going to fight you in the mountains, buddy. We can actually run this for quite some time, just because we are in a pretty well-equipped position money-wise. The raiding really carrying us here. The heir is unmarried. No, I don't care about this. I'm not going to die. Destiny doesn't want me to die. It's just that simple. I am, of course, betrothed. I could have secondary marriages. I don't have anybody in my court, though, and I can't do anything until I'm actually properly married. That's okay. We're just gonna leave it where it is. My friends, let's seek battle. Let's take them, and my god, they actually seem very, very strong. That was a negative, despite everything we're bringing. They don't have that many troops, from what I can tell. Why is it so close? Is this the first victory of the Dhunnunids against the house and the family Sicily? Let's find out. This is it. We're fighting in the hills. It looks good. And we're not even with our friendly troops yet. Yeah, no, we're winning this easily. Okay, the battle prospector is always completely wrong. This is the Muslim resurgence that we all knew had to happen eventually. It is coming from us now. Out of a sense of necessity. I hate, of course, that he actually is in possession of Cordoba. I have to take it from him. Sooner rather than later, I have to take the city of Cordoba from him. There cannot be an alternative to this behavior. This guy, I hate him. I hate him so much. If I could invite you to my court, you know, that would be something. But at the end of the day, it is all fair. Like, think about it, right? They don't exist to serve me and my interests. They're kind of just getting lucky, I guess. Oh, and why didn't you come to follow me? Come on, man. This campaign is very, very tedious because the Dhunnunids are not naturally following me. Come on, man. Come on, buddy. What is this? I have heard of your disputes with that vile ogre, Jourdan. Most contemptible excuse of a man. Oh my god, wait a minute. Given our mutual interests, I'm sure we will get along well, friend. Oh my god. This game, it feels like I am cheating, like I'm creating these situations where the AI does something completely coherent, logical, and roleplay acceptable, but they are. Yeah, you can be my friend. I understand, I get it, I fully get it. How the hell do I get you and me to actually be useful for this? Surely I can hire him, man, if I could take Cordoba though. Okay, well, we can't get everything done. I hope the Dhunnunids actually follow me here, because otherwise I don't think I can take them on my own. I mean, maybe I can, but it feels kind of low success rate here. I'm gonna siege on my own then. I think they're just gonna run away. That's okay. Back in Murcia, huh? This duchy, it is rightfully mine. I think that much should be clear. Okay. But rightfully, we are also looking at a situation where I'm mostly doing this to harm him. This is the brother of the king, right? More power is more power, but still. What is this? I call on you to honor our alliance and join me in the 4th Navarra clash against Tagalid of Toledo. You're defending against Navarra. I talked about Navarra being a hostile force in the past. Yeah, I'll join. Absolutely. My ally on attack. Yep, in character on attack. That is the same thing. He has actually won Barcelona now. And he is a successful man. You gotta give it to him. They did hire mercenaries now, and I think they also hired mercenaries. What is your band, by the way? Mozarat Band of Alarcos. Interesting. Okay, sure. Before I go northwards, just for the record, I need to win this war. And then we can defeat Navarre. We can defeat the Christians. This is the Reconquista trying to subdue the last Muslims of Iberia here. Obviously, we can't let that happen. We need to get this done. The battle, by the way, very clear victory. We killed Umayyad, and I think one of ours also passed away. There he is, Akadai. Did they both die to each other? No, he died to Bashir al-Baitar. Let's see, okay. We also did imprison a guy. He can stay there. It is not urgent. And it's funny, right? He can't do anything. Rejodon II is just watching. If he acts against us, mechanically he can't do it because I can declare wars. And other than that, look at the Muwaladi, right? Think about the Muwaladi here. If he acts against me, that is a brazen destruction of Muwaladism, more so than he already has done it. Obviously not something he can support. And you know what? Oh no. The Muwaladi faction is gone, actually. That sucks. Okay, the Muwaladi faction is gone. I would have loved to join that, but apparently no luck whatsoever. I'm also deeply stressed, by the way, but I think that's just life with all the hatred that he has in his heart. Makes a lot of sense to me. Now, what is this? The Invisible Village. In my dreams, I came to a village situated atop a tall hill, overlooking a gorgeous lake. However, when I came there was a big problem. A wizard accidentally turned all the villagers invisible. In the course of the dream, I helped the wizard, who was rather arrogant, but otherwise did not mean any harm, to fix the problem and help the villagers become visible again. As I woke up, I wondered what the deeper meaning of that dream was, if there was one. Surely, the dream was telling me that I need to... First of all, that is an Oblivion quest, a really good one anyway. Be truthful, find out that which is hidden and threatens me, go out to relax. No. Find what is hidden and threatening me. Absolutely. I need to take care of myself and all those that are dearest to me, because nobody else is going to do it. I've imprisoned him. Oh my god. I've imprisoned him. I'm not executing him. We are family members. Can't do anything meaningful here, really. I am doing this only. This is poetry. Dark, twisted, terrible poetry, but it is poetry. Prince Roger II tried to sway me with all his might. Right? Remember, when we took over this character, we had been swayed twice already. He wanted to not be involved in what his father started. My father died in the dungeons of Murcia, tortured by an overlord that was accepted by King Roger the Insane. I'm sending a signal. I'm sending a message. If they want to arrest me for this, so be it. Torture. Why complicate matters? There's nothing like the good old rack. The sound when bones and sinews snap is quite unforgettable, but not as unforgettable as the pain Prince Roger is soon to experience. Recently tortured, he gets stress and might become a lunatic. Let me take a look at this. Didn't become a lunatic. Okay, fine. I win the war. I could demand a hostage. I wanted to do that earlier anyway, didn't I? But I don't really want a hostage because I need to go for Cordoba one way or another. Give me the land that I am owned. I have taken Murcia. We have taken Murcia, my friends. Finally. Finally, we have made progress. Now, obviously, we are going to go north. We're going to fight with the Dhunnunids against a pretty strong Christian force. And look at him, tortured family member. They do have an imprisonment reason on me. Try it. Try me, Rejodon. Why don't you? I am throwing caution into the wind. We know what we are doing. The Dhunnunids and I are standing together for good. I like the direction of this. This is a civil war. It is a different direction. but currently it is still waged in the shadows. Small disputes. I am, after all, the rightful ruler, and who knows whether I truly tortured him or whether he stumbled down the stairs and slit open his face. Who knows? But I am coming for the titles that I deserve. Now, do keep in mind, I'm playing with a mod that makes it so that I cannot fabricate a claim. That is fine. I need Cordoba. Maybe I can get Cordoba after I take over this entire region, just in general, right? And then declare a holy war. Maybe that is what I can do here. But for the time being, we're obviously not in that position. I am super excited for everything that is to come here. Apparently, I need a taxpayer. I need to assign somebody here. I'm going to obviously put people in this position. This land is still Muvaladi. It is friendly. It is good. Everything that I hold so far is Muvaladi. This little bit here is Mozambique, as well as Alakar proper. This is taking a great direction. I'm really liking this. Rejardin is not a bad king so far. He has ruled wisely. But clearly, we are stressing him out the same way that life is stressing us out. I will leave you right here, folks. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling about everything that has happened. We can see Egypt has become independent from the tributary ship under the Cumans. The Holy Romans are ruled by Scapo Noir. They are stable, although I guess, well, not really. They are having an independence revolt after all. France, not in a good place. That's all I can say. Galicia, Navarra, Valence, Lusitania, Leon, all of them are enemies. The Dhunnunids, after everything, are our friends. The former Caliph is our friend. Now we just need to use it. I will leave you right here. This tale is not yet over. Whether we will win, I don't know, but I most certainly will do everything in my power to facilitate victory. Friends, I will see you later. Alligator.